What was that?
Did y'all hear that?
It's alive.
There. All right. How is it going, everybody? I think we should be live. Hopefully, everybody can hear us. Go ahead and talk, Christy and Donnie.
Hey,
Hello.
everybody.
All right. Can you guys hear? Can you guys hear them?
Can you hear him?
Our dog is grunting in the background. You can probably hear him too.
Or one of them.
I'm gonna make sure this is okay. I think everybody can hear us. Awesome. Well, I hope everybody had a fantastic week. It is Friday. Thank God.
Okay.
I'm glad for Friday. Are you guys glad for Friday?
Always love a Friday.
You know, I'm a realtor, so I do.
And we survived April Fools.
We did. We all survived it. Cool. All right. So there are a few folks in chat I want to say hello to real quick before we get started because we have something awesome that we're going to be sharing with these folks here. I need to turn my hand that way. With these folks here, and
We'll twist his arm later.
yeah, I am super excited. But first, I want to say hi. Hey, Glenn, how's it going, man? Nice to hear from you. Hey, Whitney, Elizabeth, Shannon, what is going on? What's going on, DC? And Justin, my buddy Justin. Justin's on. Hi, Justin.
Hey, Justin.
Hey, we got a lot of friends.
Gina's on. Stephanie's on. Gosh, there's a lot of folks. Hey, Julia. Hey, Fred. How are you guys doing?
Well,
So Transcend just recently had our first event of 2021, which was at the Hanover Tavern. And I was so excited to finally get back into investigating. It has been a long time. It's been a really a seriously long amount of time. You guys have been out, right? You guys have gotten out.
Yeah, we
nothing
have.
stops
but,
us all farts.
but we've gotten places to ourselves a few times. It's been a challenging year.
It has been, but I'm glad that we're kind of getting back out there. We have an awesome year lined up for Transcend. Hey Brad, how's it going, man? And one of these events that we've been planning for a little bit of time, we wanted to bring our friends from Spirit Guides along with us. So for those that don't know who are sitting next to me, I guess virtually, do you guys want to introduce yourselves?
Yeah, we're Donnie and Christy Parker of Spirit Guides Paranormal. We're the founders, but there are 7 of us.
Multiplying.
And, yep.
We started off with a small group, and we're growing with the best we can gather,
Yep.
or that will even want to be a part of us, like you guys.
We love working with Transcend.
Yes, we do.
What are we thinking? No. So yeah,
That's
so
mayhem and good times for all.
So if you've been to a Transcend event, you know that we always like to partner with different teams that we love and respect and really enjoy working with. And Spirit Guides is one of those teams. So if you haven't, make sure you head over to their page. It's Spirit Guides Paranormal on Facebook. Make sure you check them out, give them a like. But this event, we are very excited for. This has been in the making for about a year now. And when I reached, oh God, I just went tiny. I don't know why I just went tiny.
No, Tiny
Is it
Steve.
I'm gonna come back.
Come back.
And these are Skype issues. Gotta love it. And so, um, when we got this location, it was a place that you guys have already been to. And so it just made perfect sense that when we went to host this event, we would partner up with you guys. Um, should we just throw the event banner on the screen so everybody can check it out?
Just throw that puppy
Yes.
on
All
out
right.
there. It's pretty exciting. It's an awesome location.
So this is a really cool location, and I'm just gonna toss it up here. So on May 15th, Transcend Paranormal and Spirit Guides Paranormal are going to be partnering up to host a public investigation at the one and only Octagon Mansion in Wytheville, Virginia. This is a cool spot. So this is a really, really, really neat spot. Um, we're gonna be hanging out from 6:30 to 2 a.m. It is approximately 6,000 square feet, if I read that correctly, which is massive. It has 3 basements, which is crazy. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Underneath the house.
Yeah.
Oh, all of them are underneath the house. Thank you.
Yeah.
Surprise. You know, whoever would have thought that's where the basement would
A
be.
few of them
but-
look like
For some
tunnels,
reason, I
but they're
thought
not.
they were up
Yeah,
in
they
above the second floor. I don't know why.
Oh, it's in the attic too.
Well, there's fourth basement, but we won't tell you where that is. Surprise.
So we're gonna be hanging out there. We're gonna be there from 6:30 to 2 a.m. We're gonna have a solid 5 hours of investigating. We're gonna try to do a little tour of the mansion. You'll get to hang out and chat with us. We'll do, kind of a meet and greet and Q&A. Um, but we are gonna be hanging out here, and it is gonna be awesome. We are only opening up a limited amount of tickets. It is going to be limited. We still want to keep safe with everybody, and the whole pandemic and everything. We still want folks to feel safe and comfortable coming. So we are limiting the amount of tickets, and on top of that, we want everybody to have a good time. We could pack this building with a bunch of folks, but then you really don't get to have an experience. So we are
True.
limiting it. It is going to be $65 per person. And the great thing is that 100% of the proceeds are going directly to Octagon Mansion. Uh, we are not making any money on this. The money's going straight to the mansion so that it can continue to be restored and utilized for what it is today. Shannon's got a shocked face. I like it. Hey Laurel, how are you doing? Awesome, Stephanie. Stephanie says it's been on my list, and then love your investigations. It'll be amazing. It's gonna be cool. So a little bit of
Go
It
join us,
is.
Stephanie.
Yeah.
history. First off, this building, um, construction began on this building in 1870. Um, however, we go back a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of time before into 1863, so a mere 7 years prior, and Wytheville was known affectionately as the Avenue of Death. Um, this was during the Civil War, obviously, and it got this name on July 18th, 1863. 5 days earlier, a brigade of approximately 870 Union soldiers departed their base camp in Charleston, West Virginia, with orders to disable um, the Virginia and Tennessee Railroad. All right, and they were trying to do this as quietly as possible so that they wouldn't notify the Union Army or anybody that they were, trying to make this journey. Ronnie, we are capping the event at 32 people, and we're going to break it into groups so that it's going to be small groups, and you're going to be led by Transcend folks and Spirit Guides. So it's going to
So
be awesome.
pick us.
So this brigade is moving, from West Virginia. Ultimate goal is to get to Wytheville and destroy some of the railroad. Um, this was an undersized brigade by brigade standards, and so as the Union Army approached Wytheville early in the evening on July 18th, they quickly found that those plans were not going to work. The Union Army and the civilians found out about this march, and they were ready and they were bearing arms. And so, as the Union Army charged into town, the Confederates and the civilians opened fire. The interesting thing is, um, they were utilizing their own businesses and homes as cover to fire upon the Union as they came through. And so, as Private Joseph Sutton of the 2nd West Virginia Cavalry described Wytheville, it was an avenue of death. There was another
Weren't
quote
they
that I
on
really
a tower?
enjoyed. Though I was afterwards on many hotly
Yep.
contested fields, I was never upon any that was more so than Wytheville. So it's definitely an interesting place. Uh,
That's it. Not just towers, the houses.
the official
You
count of casualties and losses is estimated somewhere around 300 troops dead, wounded, captured, or missing in action, with another 300 horses either dead or left to die. So this was a nasty place.
The Octagon Mansion's right on Main Street, and you can see it's in the old part of town, obviously. There's a steeple and the taller buildings, and we were told, it was either by John or by Richard, that,
John's wife.
oh, it was John's wife, that's right, that the civilians got up in the highest places that they could get to in the buildings
To snipe.
and just took out the troops as they came into town.
In fact, one of the newspapers that I was able to find about this described the battle as a desperate fight, and quote unquote, with the locals, quote, shooting them down like sheep and producing great consternation amongst them. And it was also described that their bodies were scattered along the roads and mountain paths. So this is, when you talk about a location and you're looking at, just the building, you are missing a big portion. Like you guys said,
Because that building wasn't there then.
yeah, I mean, this building wasn't there during the war, but 7 years later, this building was built literally right in the midst of all this action. You're talking about,
Hollow grounds.
they're walking straight through. They're trying to charge through Wytheville, and here a few years later, this building is built directly on those grounds.
Yep.
Now, so another interesting thing about this is, so it started to be built in 1870. It didn't finish being built until 1886 by Reverend D.A. Snow. After that, it was host to many different families and businesses, including a bakery, a real estate office, and numerous restaurants. So it's very interesting. Oh, Leonard said Julia's from Wytheville. That's awesome, Leonard. That's very cool. During the 1950s, Wytheville was a hotspot for the polio epidemic. Polio epidemic, not academic. And
It's educational.
it's
after all.
educational. And so out of the town's inhabitants, 184 people in the town contracted the disease, with 17 fatalities. One of the interesting facts that I found out was, as the epidemic progressed, ambulances became scarce because there were so many that were taking people to the hospitals that they didn't have enough, and so the local community needed to utilize hearses from local funeral homes to drive patients to the hospitals.
Wow.
So
Yeah,
imagine being taken to a hospital in a hearse. You know what I
Yeah,
I'm
no.
not quite
Yeah,
dead
no,
yet.
thanks, exactly. Visions of Monty Python.
So it sat empty then for about a decade until 2019, when John Cushman purchased the building. And it's great because he has been restoring the building, and really working on bringing it back to life. With old buildings that stand for, alone, uninhabited for even a year, can really take on some damage. So he had a lot to really contend with, but he has been working on that building. And, there's still restorations going on, but I know that from viewing some of the experiences that other teams have had, and just hearing very briefly from what you guys have experienced, it is not uncommon to hear the sounds of doors closing, um, conversations, tons of EVPs. I've even heard of folks witnessing objects floating or flying across the room, and seeing uninvited guests, full bodied, shadow figures, the whole 9 yards. So, with that, I would love to turn it over to you guys, because you guys have been there. You've experienced the Octagon for yourself. What did you guys experience there?
We started out in one of the basements, the one that's directly under the Octagon itself. And also under there is a small room that was used as
A kitchen.
a kitchen. Yeah. And that kitchen was quite active. I think we came across, there were at least 2 downstairs. Yeah. And one corner, of course, the basement octagon has the octagonal walls around it. And one of the corners of the 8 corners was, I don't think it was a spirit, but there was a tangible feeling there, for lack of a better
Tell me where
word.
the bricks have fallen.
Yes.
Yeah, there was energy there.
Yes, there was a definite, it was almost like an energetic
Nothing was
bubble.
Communicating from there, but there was some serious energy there.
There was communication in the kitchen. It was a young man. We don't want to give away too much. We're just going to give you little hints. On the main floor, there's an area where there's a very long table that has all of these soldiers, the little tiny plastic soldiers, all lined up on it. That was a very active area.
Oh, that's the museum area.
Yes.
Of course, there's so much history there.
Exactly.
And then there's the dining area.
The dining
which
area.
John had brought this huge crystal back. I can't remember where.
It was from Arizona.
But it survived and everything until he went to bring it, I think, into there from their home. And it shattered into several parts. So that room is filled with crystals and it's energized big time. In fact, that's where they have dinner with the ghost.
Yep. So
don't take the whiskey bottle off the man's table because he gets upset.
That's right.
That's a special table, and we've been told that
that's John Snow's
he took the Reverend's whiskey away one time, and he's got gear set up on the table, and it kept going off until he brought the whiskey bottle back.
That room is charged. For those of you who pay any attention to crystals and learn about that sort of thing, quartz crystal is an amplifier. So you have these gigantic chunks of this huge quartz crystal that he brought from, I'm almost positive it was Arizona, and the energy in that room was just incredibly jacked up. So we got a good bit in there. Upstairs are bedrooms. And do you remember which room it was that we sat in all that time? We got EVPs. We got
upstairs. Turn that way. Turn that way.
Okay, that one. That way.
It's like a sitting room, actually. I don't know if you would call it a bedroom because they're planning on making the other end a bedroom.
Oh, that's right.
So it's like a sitting room, and there was a lot of activity in there. They got an organ in there and all.
Yeah.
Now, or a keyboard, that is, not an organ.
Yeah. Yep. Now, we didn't do anything in the newer part. There is a newer part, which is where the bakery was, but that's more of a setup room. Yeah, we don't want to give too much away. Now there were two rooms though. This is kind of funny. There were 2 rooms that were taped off
because of renovating.
Because of renovations.
And have artifacts in there also.
Yes. So John had them taped off, with that blue painter's tape stuff. And we
break the tape. He knows you've been in there.
We went upstairs and the tape was broken and the doors had moved. And we thought, oh man, this is so cool. We got something. But we debunked ourselves. And it's important. It's important for all investigators to be able to debunk.
It was a windy day.
It was a wind. Doggone it.
And there was a draft from one of the windows in the room that formed a vacuum, which sucked the door open.
But we went up. One of our team members, Timmy Balky, went up there. He was like, guys, the tape is broken.
Awesome. We didn't do it.
We had a lot of fun in there, though. A lot of fun. I'm really excited to go back. You guys are going to love it.
Yeah, so it's going to be a great evening. I know a lot of folks have had the opportunity to investigate this location. So if they have, please check out some of the findings that other folks have had, because it is a phenomenal location. I have not stepped foot here yet. We'll actually be there the night before, so we get to kind of experience it and check it out a little bit. And know what we're walking into, and I am so excited. I cannot wait to get there to the Octagon Mansion. I have heard a lot of good things about it, and I'm excited. One of the things that you guys touched upon is, and I think, let me see, Glenn asked about it in chat. Yes, there are, uh, the best word for me to describe it is oodles of artifacts from the Civil War in the
Oh yeah,
building. Um,
it's not just Civil War.
oh, really?
He
All
is covered from Revolutionary War
right
on.
Oh, I did
through.
not know there was Rev
It's
War there.
He started this stuff when he was a kid,
yeah.
and I'm me. Now you know me and Richard
Oh, I
and
know.
our history. All right, so no, I'm not talking about that way either. But the way we are about history, we couldn't figure out whether to investigate or just go,
Just look at everything.
Well, and of course, as far as investigations are concerned, that adds another dimension because you don't know
yeah, you
what
know
is
what
resident in
artifact
the
has a
house.
spirit.
Yeah, and that's the
Exactly,
other
and
thing.
what
I
came
mean,
in with the artifact. It's amazing. There's a library in there with just tons of stuff in
I bet you get
It's hackers.
it. Is
I bet you get activity if that building was just out in the middle of nowhere in the desert with just the artifacts alone. So I
exactly.
have a
Yes.
feeling that this is
Yep.
going to be a phenomenal investigation. This is going to be a first time for Transcend. This will be your guys' second time, but it's going to be great. And so again, May 15th, mark your calendars, folks. We're going to be hanging out at the Octagon Mansion. We're going to be there from 6:30 to 2 a.m. We may have some opportunities to come and hang out with us even earlier in the day. So keep an eye out for that. We might have a few different things going on. We've got to see if the stars align. Um, Space is very limited, so make sure if you want to grab a ticket, grab it as quickly as you can. In fact, what I'm going to do right now, we don't have this published anywhere, and it's not even tied to an event on Facebook yet. But in chat is now the Eventbrite link. So if you go there, grab your ticket. You will be one of the first folks, and you'll be able to grab it before it goes live to the whole Facebook and Twitter and Instagram world. So grab it while we have a few, because we don't have many. We want to keep it kind of small, kind of intimate, a nice opportunity to investigate the Octagon. And again,
Shannon, I want to see you
huh?
there. I want to see Shannon. Shannon there.
I hope Shannon comes.
She's still in chat.
I don't know. I hope Shannon comes. I love Shannon.
Okay.
And Shannon and Justin both.
I'll
Alan's
poke
on.
at
Hi,
her.
Alan.
Yes, Justin.
But yeah, so it's going to be great. It's going to be for a great cause too. 100% of the proceeds go directly to the mansion, directly to Octagon, so that they can continue the renovations and upkeep, even when renovations are done. For those of you that have ever worked with or owned or know a historic location, uh, there is no such thing as a completed renovation. It literally just keeps going, it keeps going, and it keeps going. So,
And maintenance like you would on your home.
Yeah.
yes, but more expensive. Much
Yeah.
more expensive. So it is a great spot. Check it out. Come hang out with us. You will see the Transcend crew there. You'll see Spirit Guides crew there. And it's going to be a great night. We're going to have a lot of fun. We'll get to investigate, the entire building. We'll take us, a little tour beforehand. We'll hang out. We're going to have a blast. Whitney just placed her order. Awesome, Whitney. I'm excited.
Yeah, Whitney.
Right on.
I am excited.
Bring DC with you.
The whole team is excited. Paul says, "I love how all of your proceeds go to the mansion restorations." Yeah, that is a big thing that we do in Transcend, and I know Spirit Guides, you guys do it too. But
Yeah, we do the same thing.
we're both of our teams are extremely passionate about ensuring the longevity of the historic buildings and locations that are here. Not even just in our state, but um, in the entire community around us, the whole the whole United States. You know, it stinks because there are so many historic locations that are getting lost to time, either because they were just forgotten or there's not enough push to restore, or the money. That is a huge thing. Is, do you have the funds to restore a location? Um, I work very closely with a place called the Hanover Tavern, and when we purchased the building in 1990, it took just the very first investment to be able to safely allow guests into the building was $5 million. And that is an extremely steep price to pay for, you know, just a historic building that you don't know if it's going to even make it or not. And so we're really, really passionate about that, about being able to keep these locations open as community centers, as historical educational opportunities, and to make sure that folks can enjoy them. So yeah, I mean, every single one of our events is 100% of the proceeds go directly to the site. That way, it's kind of our own little way of giving back to the community, giving back to the folks that are allowing us to come out and investigate and continue our research. So we love it. We love what we do.
Keeping history real.
Yeah.
We are. We're taking something we love and using it to make a difference. So
Liz bought her ticket. Awesome, Liz. I'm excited. Cool. All right, guys. Well, thank you all for hopping on and joining us tonight. I appreciate everybody taking time out of their Friday evening to come hang out with us. I'm excited. I'm ready for May. You know, I'm ready to check this place out. It's gonna be a blast. So make sure you grab your ticket. Come hang out. We're gonna have fun.
looking forward to seeing everybody.
Yes. Gosh, I haven't seen you guys in a while.
Love and ghosts.
Alrighty. Have a good evening, everybody. The event for this will be online, or this way, I guess, soon. So if you, like I said, if you want to grab your ticket ahead of time, make sure you grab it. We'll probably have this up a little bit later tonight or tomorrow morning. But we'll have everything on Facebook in a little bit.
All right. Thanks, Steve.
Good night, everybody.
See y'all there.